Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. So, since last episode, it's been a while. It has been a while. I'm not going to go over any building changes, because those will be in the base tour, so that'll kind of save us a little bit of time. So, my base tour is going to be the same day. It should be the same day as this episode will be coming out. So, I'll cover the build, or you'll be able to see the build stuff. The biggest thing, I'll just briefly show it to you, is I have been working on this. So if you didn't see the base tour, this was the circuit room floor, the circuit floor that I was working on for this room, and I did get the floor done. I still have to do the walls and all of that stuff, but a lot of work. So anyway, shortly after we set this up, shortly, like a few hours, maybe, I checked it in like 12 or 13 hours and it was done, but our matter condenser is done. It is complete. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out. We're going to pull this out and we're going to go ahead and say eject, and I'm just going to grab all these pistons that are in here. We'll go ahead and turn this whole system off. Is that all of them? Almost all of them. Which these will just be going into storage disks for right now, because the drawer is currently filled. On the UU matter side of things, that's fine. We'll go ahead. Oh, I can't pick that up yet. Well, that's going to have to sit there because we need Terra Steel level mining to be able to move that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab, I'm going to move this power cell. Okay, and I'm just going to toss that into there. We don't need that compressing factory right now. This matter condenser, we're going to set this up. This thing doesn't need power or anything like that. Over here, which I've actually got it put up at the moment. So let me go get our cobblestone generator. And then I'm also going to want a 1K storage component. If I recall, it's just 1K. Unless it's different in this pack, or unless I'm losing my mind. Which is very much a possibility. Let's grab, can I not, oh wait, this actually pertains to this inventory though. We'll set this up right there. Plutonium RTG. Which this is actually turned off at the moment, but that's fine. Okay, and I'm going to do a matter condenser setting right there. We're going to say, put that in there. There we go. It's getting the items. It's going to be pretty quick about it. We are getting some lag spikes, but TPS outside of the lag spikes tonight has been 20 TPS, which has been amazing to see. I've been doing a little bit of lag work. We are going to have to set this here. Right now it's just destroying items. We're going to set this to condense into matter balls. Now there's also singularities, but for singularities we're going to need a bigger storage component that can store more energy. So I just want matter balls at the moment, because what we are going to be making is paintballs. These right here. And we can just do matter balls with a little bit of dye, and we can get our paintballs. I do need to connect this up to the system. Actually, you know what? Oh, I can't mine that. Okay. I'm actually going to move this. I was thinking about putting it over here, but this setup, I actually don't run very much for the sextuple compress. We've got a bunch right now. It's probably more than we're going to need. And I think by the time that we're going to need more than that, we're going to have creative drawers. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We can make Asgaard glass. There's actually a quest, like, way back here. Remember this tab? Like, we haven't touched this tab since back whenever, the first few episodes. You know, we went through all of this, we got manual, and then we haven't touched it. Now we can actually do the Asgaard glass. Right here. We need the 3 main mechanism metals. And those are, first up we're going to need some osmium. Let's go ahead and get ourselves, like, we'll do 8. We're also going to need some refined obsidian, if I recall, and glowstone ingots. Let me double check, but I think that's what it takes for Asgaard glass. So, refined glowstone, molten refined obsidian, and osmium. Okay. And that is 1 to 1. So 8 of these is going to make 8 ingots of it. So we will toss all that in there. And we'll give it just a second. Luckily, it doesn't take all that long with UU matter. There we go. It's starting to turn into ingots. We'll go ahead and pour this out as a sharpening kit. I don't really need the pick head. The pick head's not great. I mean, as a pickaxe, it's all right as a weapon, I guess. But I think the sword blade is... See, it's 13 attack for the sword, 11 attack on just the blade, which isn't too bad, but, nah, you know, we don't really need that. Okay, so we're going to get 8 atomic alloy, and then next up we have Enderium. We could just go ahead and bust through some of these. Well, I think that'll probably be the last one that we'll be able to do. The Enderium sharpening kit, I actually think I've got some Enderium still made up, right? Now, over here under Mechanism, there's a quest here to get Asgaard glass ingots, so I'm going to go ahead. Let me grab this ingot cast, and I'm just going to dump out a little bit of this. And then that Enderium, we'll go ahead and dump this out as a sharpening kit. And there we go, quest complete, Asgaard glass, and we get a loot chest. So that's done, and I'm not sure what all this is used for. It's going to be used to make ultimate ingots, so we are going to have to automate it, at least to some extent. A bit later. I don't know if there's any other way, if we can make it with Advanced Metallurgic Fabricator. We can do it that way. Oh, and you get actually 2 per instead of 1 per. So, and then we got a Dragon Fruit Sapling from the quest reward, so whatever, we'll take that. Okay, and then quest complete, we got... the Enderium sharpening kit, and we get either 4 Ender Pearls or 4 Platinum. I'm going to take the 4 Platinum. Next up is Terra Steel. So we get 4 Infusion Crystals. Really all you ever need is 1 Infusion Crystal, in truth. Okay, so the Enderium sharpening kit. Let's go ahead. We're going to take our pick, and we're going to... oh yeah, I need flint, right? I don't think I have any down here. Okay, so there we go. We have a osmium pickaxe. Is it osmium that I have on the head? I never even upgraded it to cobalt, really? Oh, okay, whatever. We'll take it. It's not really that important when you have vein miner, so too fast and you really don't like it, in my experience. Okay, so now I can pick up our matter fabricator. Or matter condenser, I mean. Oops. Okay, and we're just going to move this over to here, I think. Let's see, we're going to put the dense cobblestone generator right there. Right here, actually. We'll put it right there. We'll put the matter condenser right there. We'll say that you make paintballs, and there you go. That's going to start crafting, making us matter balls. And then we are going to need to set up a... Well, actually the drawer will be behind the scenes. And we'll just do an item duct. This will be fine. Let's grab ourselves... I don't really need it to be like super fast. And then we'll do just a storage bus. Let's do an item duct right there. Basically, I just want this connected up. It's not going to be like super fast or even need to be super fast or anything like that. We'll do... I guess we'll just do this right over here. We'll do servo. So you ignore redstone. There we go. It's going to start pumping out matter balls. And then we'll do a storage bus on this. Right there. Fluix cable. There should be channels available, I should think. There we go. And we have matter balls. Because basically we're just going to be using these for like lots of stuff. And then I'm going to make a quick batch of recipes. Let's go ahead and order like 20 more of these. And then all we're going to do is we're going to say that if you take matter balls, you have them laid out like that, and you take some dye. And I think I've got There's all the different colors of dye. I'm getting it, you know, originally I was going to set up petals, but I've got all these coming in from the Magic Bean farm, so it's not really as important that we do that. So, okay, so basically what I want to do is I just want to go through and I want to teach it patterns for all the different colors of matter balls. There we go. And then we're just going to drop down here and we're going to drop all of these into here. I'm going to have to add more interfaces, like setups here soon. Okay, there we go. And then I want to make a paint, or not a, it's a color applicator. One of these. They're not very expensive. We are going to have to make formation core, 4K, and an energy cell. That's fine. I'm actually going to teach it how to make the energy cell part of it. Let me go ahead and order the 4K. And there's how you make the energy cell, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure these are used in automation later. Or like in-game stuff, so might as well go ahead and do that. Okay, there's our color applicator. So we've got that, and then we just have to charge this up real quick. And we'll just put it right into there for right now. That'll be fine. And we'll just give it a second here. And then I want to, I can't remember the 512 bytes that it can use. Up to 27 types of items. Well, let's go ahead, let's craft ourselves an ME chest. Okay, we're just going to take our ME chest, we're going to set it up like right here. Just so that it's connected up. We're going to put our paint applicator into there. And then what we're going to do is let's get some of those paintballs that we set up the recipes for. Let's get like, I'm just going to go ahead and order like 100 of each of them. Just so we've got a few on hand. Because I figure I'm going to load it like a stack of each at a time. And we don't really have to worry about running out of matter balls, because this is going to keep us filled like all the time. It should anyways. And so it's storing them into there. That's good. That's actually what we wanted to do. So that worked out pretty well. Okay, so then what we're going to do is pull this out. You can see there's 336 of 512 bytes. So we can actually store quite a bit of color in this. So we'll go ahead and pull that out. And then what we can do is we can hold shift and scroll wheel. And we can just scroll through the different colors. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to get some dense cable. We'll go ahead and get this, and we'll go ahead and get this smart cable, this purple smart cable. And then let's also get ourselves some, let me go ahead and order like 100. Can I do that? I'm going to go ahead and order 100 smart Fluix cable. Because now's the time we're going to change over a lot of our ME system. And there's 54. We'll grab that for right now. I also want to order some of these P2P tunnels for ME. Let's go ahead and get like 10 of these. And then I also want to order some fiber, or I'm going to grab like maybe 10 more of this fiber cable. And then I also want some controllers, which I did teach you how to make controllers. The only thing that's not automated right now is vacuum tubes and the the immersive engineering control boards. But I did make up a bunch of those. They're not very expensive. I just haven't automated them yet because we haven't set up an auto workbench. So let's go ahead. I think I can probably order 20 of these. No, we're actually short on Certus. Of course we are. I can order 10. Nope. Let me order 8 then. There we go. Earlier I was able to order 10. That's what I checked. But we have used some Certus since then, so that would that would explain it. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this power cell. And we got the point-to-point networking advancement. Okay, what's it doing for the controllers at the moment? It's crafting a whole bunch of enriched alloy and elite control circuits. Well, that's fine. I've kind of got to wait on that because I don't want to disconnect anything at the moment. Until those controllers get done. Yeah, because it's running all this. By the way, I did upgrade these to advanced enriching. Or advanced factories because, we have the stuff. I forgot to mention that. Okay, so there's our 8 controllers. We'll go ahead and take those. And what I want to do, we're going to change up this system just a bit. Let's actually... I think I've got everything I need. We're going to disconnect all of this for just a minute. This is something I've been dreading, sort of. It's always bothersome when your AE system's not plugged up, because that's like your everything, you know. Okay, so we're going to break all this down. Let me go ahead and pull up that. I'm just going to disconnect. Let's go ahead and pull up those facades for just a minute. And let's pull up this power cell as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to... I'm not going to have nearly enough controllers for this. So maybe we'll just start with like one segment, which will be like that. Yeah, we'll start with just one segment of this. And then I'm just going to bring it up like that for right now. It's going to get a little bit more intricate as the build goes on, but right now I don't have the stuff for that. So we'll just put our power cell back down right there. And it's going to take it a second before it's going to connect. But those are connected down there. This one, we're just going to bring this up. Our dense smart cable, we'll just bring it up like that. So it'll just connect into the bottom of this ME controller. And then let's pop down here. This is where everything's ran at the moment. It's just a big mess down here. So what we're going to do is... Let me just break this off. Which, of course, everything's going to shut down for a minute. That's okay. And we're going to break this off. And then let me just break off this stuff. Which this basically comes over to that... this doesn't need a lot of channels. This is only actually using one channel. So... we'll just run it over to like right there for right now. And then all of this stuff that we had connected up. Basically, I want to tear it down to where it's just dense smart cables. So, which I actually need to, well, I need a few more of these, but as long as we just have like the one at the base, that'll be fine. Okay, and so we're going to take our color applicator. We're going to, let me actually set this to night vision on for just a minute. See, that's connecting, okay, that's the ender chest line. Some of this we're going to use P2P for, some of it we're not going to use P2P for. Some of it, you know, it's just like right over here. So right here, we're going to set this to a blue dense smart cable. And then what we'll do is we're going to bring this out as, well, actually, I think I want to bring this out as a P2P line. So we'll have the blue, and we're going to connect a P2P right there. And then, let's see, this right here, I'm going to set it to purple. Or cyan. Cyan works. And we're going to bring this right here down. We're going to paint it cyan. This one right here, we're going to change to purple. So we're going to have blue, cyan, and purple. They're not going to connect to the other colors. And that's what we want to see. And then we're going to do P2P right there, P2P right there. And let me go ahead and pull up this stuff. P2P is like the most wonderful thing. Because of course the whole channel mechanic, P2P saves your life. In terms of channel. Or in terms of channels go. Okay, that's actually dense smart cable. That's great. Let's put one right there. And we're going to say green. Or red. That's fine too. This one right here is green. Okay, so there's a bunch of different colors for us to use. And then we're just going to apply P2Ps to these. I'm actually probably not going to... Oh, I got one more right here. I'm not going to put down any more P2Ps just yet. I'm going to do like 6. But the colors will already be here, so we can easily add more. You know, I can just put P2P, P2P, P2P right there, and that'll be fine. So... Okay, so we've got all these different dense lines, and then what we're going to do is we're going to connect up just some ME smart cable to this. And we'll be able to do up to 8 per line of this. Then what we're going to do is do like a dense Actually, we'll do this smart cable here. So this is going to come out, and basically what the P2P line does is it will send, it sends channels, okay, through the P2P, and I'll show you how we pull those out if you're not familiar with it. But we're just going to bring this out bring it out right here. Okay, so it's just going to pump down to this this dense line. You can see we're using 6 of 32 channels, and then we're going to put down, I'm actually going to need, or I actually want that controller. Okay, so we're going to have a controller setting right here that this dense line is going to pump into. And this is going to be our P2P subnetwork. And then we'll do an advanced power cell right there just to supply it with power. Though technically I could just use a quartz fiber cable. That would work as well. I could save a power cell. I'm not worried about it. We're just going to have a power cell here, a power cell up there. It's not like I have any shortage of power cells. So, this channel right here, this is that import bus. And this orange line that's right here, we're going to just run this down. Actually change this to the orange line. And let me actually set this to purple. Just so we can color these, keep them from connecting. Like that. And then I'll have 2 more P2Ps, that'll be 8 channels. This orange line is not going to connect to the rest of these. So it's just going to come out on its own. It's going to come down like that. And then right here, we're going to pull 1 channel out of this. So we'll just bring this over and connect that up. That's for our export bus, right? And, well, 8 of 32 channels, so it is using 8. That's fine. I could make it less if I wanted to, but 8's fine. That's for all of our ME drives and all that stuff that's over there that we plugged up before. And then I'm going to run out... at this point, I'm just going to use dense... just dense covered cable. I don't really need smart cable. So smart cable, basically all it does is it will display how many channels are being used on a line. I think I've already covered that before, but in the event that I haven't, let's see, we're going to run this over. This is one of our storage buses. So that's connected, and so that controller slave is connected up. And then let's run it off in this direction. This is basically just going to cover a lot of our AE subnet, or a lot of our AE system. Like mainframe is what these 32 channels are going to be for. So we'll bring that over. This is all orange channel. And currently we're using, how many channels? 26 of 32. Okay. Because this controller slave, this is our upstairs, this is our AE room, like main automation stuff, so I'll leave that connected up as it is. Not everything has to be on a P2P line. That stuff over there is never going to change. This stuff off in this direction. This is going back, right there's a drawer network, and then that over there is our immersive engineering room. There's going to be a couple additional machines over there, but right now I'm only using 4 channels of this. So we'll go ahead and just color that as orange. Okay. I want to make sure everything's colored appropriately. I mean, I'm going to use like the ME glass cable, that's fine, we're not going to see it. But down here, I just want to make sure that everything has the appropriate colors. And then that also connects right up there to the terminals as well. But at the moment, like I said, it's only using 26 of 32 channels. That's going to leave us a few channels on this line that's going to plug up to the auto workbenches. Now if we connected up this over here, that would be too much, so we're not going to connect that up. So the very left hand side of this room will be connected up through the orange channel. Basically just, I don't really need to P2P these because they're not going very far. And then that's going to give us 6 channels that we can use for just terminals, you know, say in the immersive engineering room. You know, I can set up some the crushers, the arc furnace, you know, all that stuff. can be plugged up on that channel. That'll be fine. Okay, so this channel right here, this has 6 P2Ps on it. What we're going to do is we're going to set up, we're going to run out some of this dense smart purple out. And we're just going to run this over to here, which actually I don't need to use. Let me find my purple. There's my purple line. I can just run this out as just covered cable. Will be fine. Just as long as over here near the controller I can see how many channels are being used. That's the main thing. Really, I could just leave it as Fluix if I wanted to. Okay, so we're going to run this out like that. I'm going to go ahead and dye it, just so we know that's connected up. And then right here, we're going to do a... we'll just do a Fluix cable that comes out there. And we're going to put a P2P tunnel right here. And I forgot to make my memory card. But I think there's enough stuff plugged up at the moment I could pull off a memory card. Maybe. What does it take to make a memory card? Yeah, it's cheap. It's really, really cheap. Okay, so P2P ME. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have just some dense cable that comes out right here. And we're going to use the purple channel, because we do have a purple channel that's connected up to the main system. So we'll use the channels from that. Just go ahead and color that up along through there. Okay, so I need a memory card real quick. So let's pop back up here. Let's see if we can pull off a memory card. And I need a calculation processor. Yeah, I'm just going to have to head upstairs and go grab one real quick. Luckily, the memory cards aren't tweaked at all, so we'll just grab that. Getting like constant blindness here. What we're going to do is we are going to shift right click this P2P. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to right click this P2P. So if we look right here, we can see this one is set to frequency E1B0, input side, linked input side. Over here, linked output side E1B0. Okay, and you can have any number of outputs per P2P frequency. You can only have one input per P2P frequency. Okay, but this little subnetwork is basically acting as an in-between. So that way we can just send all of our channels through this, like single line that we can just run through our base. We can have up to 32 P2Ps coming off of this main cable that link. Like this is 32 channels that are being sent from here. If we look right here, you can see there's 12 of 32 channels in use. Look right here, 12 of 32 channels. Because basically these 12 are being transported through here into that. And so I could come over here and I could add another 32 channels from the light blue line. And another 32 channels from, you know, the red line, let's say. So what I want to do is the rest of these channels, because I still have a bunch of channels that are basically just sitting here. Let's actually pull this up. Let's connect that. And I'm going to just run this across like that. We'll do a cable anchor setting right there, just so these don't connect. And we'll just run this across. And actually, I think that's going to be too many channels, isn't it? With that connected up. Yeah, 32 of 32. Okay, I'm not going to be able to connect that up, because that's got, what, 24 molecular interfaces, I think it is. So that's fine. We'll pull this up. And let me actually trim that back a little bit. We'll just connect this up like that. It's fine. Like, I'm only using 12 channels here, but that's fine. Basically what I can do is I can continue this line out. And if I find a place where I want to use the 20 channels that are left over from this, I can just do another P2P output. There's 20 channels available to us. So for this right here, what we're going to do, let's pull this up. And this is going to become very important as we expand on our number of molecular assemblers, because I'm going to want a bunch of these. So this is actually kind of important for us. What I'm going to do is I can just bring this main P2P line back. So for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. We're just going to run this straight on back. Fiber cable comes out. There's a P2P setting right here. There is a piece of Dense Smart right there. And we're going to set this to, say, the blue color. Okay, so this is going to be the blue line that comes out of here. And then we're just going to take our memory card, shift right click to clear it, just on like stone or whatever. Right there is our blue line, so we're going to shift right click. You don't have to keep the colors the same, but it does help a lot whenever you're trying to sort things. So eventually we'll have multiple colors, like multiple of the same colors probably, like multiple blues and stuff. That'll be fine. It's not too difficult, so just as long as they're not all the same color. And then we're just going to right click right there, load a device. We'll give it a second, waiting for this to connect up. There's 24 of 32 channels. Technically I could set up another molecular transformer bay with those channels, and if we look over here, 24 of 32. So those are now connected up. And then I almost forgot about the ender chest and stuff connection here, so I brought that over, connected into here, so now we're using 15 of 32 channels out of this side. But that takes care of the bottom. It's basically just expanding it now. This top section, I'm actually going to pull up this controller and this controller, because we're not currently using these, and I'm actually going to pull up, that's green, I can pull that up as well. Okay, just for right now. It's eventually going to have controllers there, but I need these controllers at the moment. We're going to bring this up, bring this over, and then we're going to do a dense cable that comes out, you know, right there. And we're going to set this to, I will say the green line is fine. Actually, we'll do it as cyan. All right, here is where it comes up at. Let's pull some of this stuff up for just a minute. And then what we'll do, let's pull this back. We will do a P2P that plugs in there, and then of course there's going to be more P2Ps spread out here. We will do a smart cable, and then a dense cable. Dense cable connects up to, we'll have a controller that sits right there. Let's trim some of this stuff back real quick. And then can I order an advanced power cell? No, it's missing, well, it's only missing one machine frame, so let me go grab one of those. Once again, you don't have to use a power cell here. You can just use, as far as power goes, you can just use quartz fiber. But this lets me expand my power storage, so why not? There we go, it's plugged up now, and that's got power. And then what we need to do, we'll just bring out the dense line in that direction, dense line in that direction. Now really, I don't think we're using a ton of channels over here. I may actually run these both through the same P2P line at the moment. The upstairs section, the whole P2P up here will make a lot more sense here in just a minute. What all am I actually using? I don't think there's a whole lot on this line. So I don't even think it's worth, I mean, it basically comes over here, there's a storage bus, there's an export bus, and that's it. That's basically my stocking. It's only using like 2 channels, and that's all that side's really going to use. Oh wait, I'm using 8 here though, and then I'll use 8 more here. So maybe I'll do a P2P line there. Yeah, so we'll bring out a P2P line, put that there, and then let's get this. Plug it up right there. Shift right click, right click. Okay, so device is online, and if we watch this for just a second, well, downstairs, there we go, 10 of 32 channels. So I don't want to put anything else on there because there will be a few more channels on that side that we're going to use. So let me get one more P2P, actually 2 more P2Ps. And I need one additional controller. Let's see, down here right now, we're just using this line and that line. So I can actually trim back one more controller. I'll make some more, I just have to get Certus quartz. So that's the only issue at the moment, is I just don't have Certus quartz. So right here we'll do, Oh, actually, I've got that controller there I could plug into. Yeah, so I'll do that. Okay, so we'll just pull this up. We're going to have smart cable right there. This is going to be on the, say, blue. We're going to have P2P right there. We are going to have smart Fluix cable right there. It's going to plug up. And then right over here, I'm actually going to trim all this back. Because right now we've got Fluix cable that brings us back. That's not going to work anymore. It's not going to. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our dense cable out. And we'll bring it up right here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to have, 8 channels right here. We're going to have 8 channels over there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take and we're going to plug up that. Let's go ahead and replace some of this with smart cable just so we can visually see how many channels that we're using over here. So there's 3 of 8. There's 3 of 8. Because right now we have 3 things automated on each section. That's basically what's been holding us back from continuing on with automation, or holding me back, is that I just haven't had the channels. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot something. Let's pull this up. We're going to bring out, actually drop down here, P2P right there, Fluix cable, and then we'll do dense smart right there, and this is all on the blue line. So there we go. So we're using 6 of 32 channels. And then we just have to connect this up, just like the others. Shift right click here. And then shift right click, or right click right there. There we go. So it's 1252 is the frequency. If we come over here and we take a look at this dense cable, 6 of 32 channels. Okay, so everything is now plugged back up now. And I can easily expand as I add more controllers, I add more P2P lines, I can add more automation. Over here I can add just basically as many machines as I want, more or less, to this. And I don't have to worry about channels. Because we were basically just about to cap out that little dinky Fluix cable that we had coming out of there. It was time that we upgraded. Now we're at the point we can upgrade. Now that we have, technically we could have done it before, but I was waiting for the color applicator because it's just easier to just be able to apply those colors on the fly like that instead of having to craft the cables that you want to use. So that way it's a little bit more of a organized mess down here. And I can just bring this stuff back. And it's going to be really important because, of course, my base stretches on for miles, so I just want to be able to just run one cable line, down along through there, and then just pull off, sections of P2P as we go for whatever I need, but still only have to move basically one main cable through the base. And then technically, if you want to, you can P2P, P2P. So you can have, a bunch of channels that P2P from here, and then have all these channels P2P even further, and run it like... If your base just needs like thousands of channels, you can do it through that. But it's probably gonna, I don't know, I've never P2P'd P2P, so it might be a little bit laggy, so just a heads up. But everything should now be connected up. So I'm low on Certus, like I have like no Certus at the moment aside from Pure, so I'm gonna have to sort that. But I'll try to sort that, and I need to make more controllers and basically just expand and then actually start building the controller multi-block how I want it to look. Because right now it's just kind of set up. We're starting to get it. It's bigger than it was, and it's going to, the design's starting to get there, but we still have a ways to go. So, but anyways, I am going to end out this episode here. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Next episode, the plan is, I'll be expanding P2P. I'll do a lot of that off camera. Some of it will be on camera. as we do more automation and stuff like that. You know, we'll be covering a lot of that stuff on camera. But next episode, I think we are going to do just a couple automation projects. That is living wood, living rock, because I need that stuff automated. And then I would also like to automate the immersive engineering crafters. Or not the crafters, but the crafting, the workbenches. Engineer's workbench. I'd like to automate those. So a couple of those would be nice. That's the plan. So I don't know for sure, because there's a couple different directions we're about to head in. So just really quickly, because I know we talked about this before the server tour, but it's been a while since before the server tour. I do want to get this stuff knocked out, but it's not a top priority at the moment. Top priority is I'd like to knock out immersive engineering. By the way, I did complete this quest. Let's go ahead and turn this in. I set it up to automatically keep these in stock. They are scannable. Also, heavy engineering blocks. We've done those. So we'll go ahead and turn that in as well. So there is... Wait a second here. There is 16 Dragon's Breath. Awesome. And there is 8 honey soy ribs. Not awesome. The Dragon's Breath, though, will actually come in handy. But we're going to be doing a little bit of immersive engineering. We're also going to return to Thaumcraft because there was some changes with the Infusion Altar. So I want to spend an episode back at Thaumcraft, possibly 2, because there's a couple setups I would like to do. Kind of continuing on and building upon Thaumcraft. So there's a couple setups I'd like to do with that. We're also going to start moving into Astral Sorcery. We're going to start moving into Psi a little bit. We're also going to do a little bit more power setups with Nuclear Craft. And then continue automation. And at some point, we'll probably knock out the Mechanism quest lines just because. That's just going to be kind of clean up. I mean, there's some other things in here we're going to use, but most of that's just clean up at this point. Actually, additions we'll be continuing on with. Extra utilities I want to start here soon. So we will be bouncing around just a little bit. Also, one other thing that we're going to be doing, probably next episode, we're going to do some automation, living wood, living rock stuff. The following episode, I think we are, at long last, I think we're going to automate some of our materials coming in. Just to kind of, well, you know, we've went, 60 episodes, basically, without automatic materials. I think it's time that we do automate some materials. So I think we're going to handle that in the following episode. So just a heads up, just a little bit of a roadmap for what to expect over the coming, I don't know, 10, 12 episodes or so. Most of it's pretty quick, most of it's clean up, most of it's just odd and end things, but that's the current plan. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And if you have any questions about what we covered today, be sure and let me know down in the comments, and I'll do my best to get those answered for you. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.